do that anymore either. The
What?
10-minute we're live, but we're not. Anything's going on.
We have to in order to figure out if there's any mess ups. You mean on Sundays?
Yeah, yeah. I
We
am.
almost have to, but you can turn everything off.
But I'm telling you, if people don't have stuff going on, like if you watch something, let's say you wanted to watch a Vody Bachman hit.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch 10 minutes of nothing, silence, scrolling before you're like, okay, when is Vody going to be on?
Well, I don't know, but I've looked at most podcasts and most live streams, and they usually have an introduction to get people ready. Like they usually have an opening time.
Okay, me personally, and I may be the only one, I'll leave this totally open.
Yeah.
If I go there and I see that little thing going,
Right.
I'll wait. I'll wait a couple days. I don't care.
Before.
I want to see it. I don't want to watch your 10 minutes of fluff.
Okay.
And when they do a premiere and they have that screen on that says we'll be here in 10 minutes or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
I tune out. I'm like, okay, I can catch that in a couple days. I don't need that right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. Let's put it to a vote. We'll take it to the board. We'll vote on it. Then we'll take it to the congregation, vote on that. And then we'll see what all the viewers want. We'll vote on that, and then we'll come back and we'll just make our own decision anyway.
Why are we giving them an opportunity to decide?
That's the whole point. You got to make people think that they have a choice.
No.
Then you come back and you do whatever.
That's
you
what I'm
want
saying
anyway.
though. There's no choice here. That's just what we do.
Yeah.
We
No, I
just
hear
do that.
I hear it. Listen, this is Uneducated, and we are live in our new studio/office. So as Matt has said, this is my glorified office now? What do you say?
I don't remember. I
covet.
I have a lot.
This is
you covet
covetous.
this room now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is all of Brian's covetousness in one spot.
Right.
This is everything that he wanted in a dream.
That's true. It is true.
It's nice. Listen, it's a beautiful dream. It looks really great.
Yeah, and then there's that. Now that's Matt. Matt, so you're like on there
Right now?
Yeah. So Matt, you look really great.
See, there's
Right
no
there.
feedback screen. I
No.
look great. Wow.
Well,
That's the
I
first time
could
in my
actually
life.
I could pull you up there if you want to see what you're at.
Oh yeah. Hey me, how you doing?
All right.
Yeah.
So I think you look really good there.
Thank you. I
I mean,
appreciate that.
to be honest, I think we're gonna get at least 3 or 4 extra viewers
That I won't scare people.
once we get that. So, and then of course there's ugly old me, and we're here today to think in, not of the world.
Right.
That's our new. We should pick this up.
You want to hold the sign up?
Can't reach it. Yeah.
Can you hold it up?
Well, all I have is this right here now. So this is our sign. We don't have it quite up yet, but this is our sign. We'll be
Boom.
putting that up, so that's pretty sweet. And then I could take you around the room a little bit, but we're not going to do that today, right?
We should do that after we get this all dialed in.
Yeah, once we get everything
Once
dialed
we
in
get
and stuff.
tens and tens of viewers, we'll
Right.
show them behind the scenes.
Right. Our stream is kind of looks like it's giving me some problems down here. It's like flashing. I don't know why.
Is it yellow?
Yeah, it's flashing for some reason. Looks like YouTube's having some trouble or something, maybe. Why? We need like, yeah. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain
Nice.
streaming.
That's good. You got me. I look like a largemouth bass right there. It's perfect.
So what's the problem here?
Can we get a different camera going there?
No, I
Maybe
think we're
we-
good now. I think we're good.
Maybe we could do the whole room or something.
I think we're good. Everything's back to normal. So, all right. So this is Uneducated, and we are going to talk today about I don't know, anything and everything, but specifically we're going to continue this talk a little bit on the whole racial issue that's going on.
Why not?
And so, gentlemen, the race issue is continuing. It's not going to go anywhere, but we're going to try and take it to a different level today.
Formula One versus stock car
Okay, go with me.
racing.
I'm with you.
The race issue.
Okay.
Are you a Formula One guy or a stock car guy?
Is that?
It's the only race issue we're gonna solve. I mean, that's it.
Yeah. No.
Well, no. Listen. All right. So this is week. Well, how many weeks have you got on this now?
This is just our third
the
now.
third week. Mm-hmm. Okay. Are we making progress?
We are not.
Are the streets quieter out there?
They're not. So that's why I want to go to Deuteronomy chapter 7.
I think there's less broken windows.
There are.
Except for this one.
That happened here.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, look at that. It actually fell.
It did. It's
Nice.
all over the ground back there.
Nice.
So.
It's a good thing this church is made on a block. Couldn't
Yeah.
get set on fire.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so I'm just going to read Deuteronomy chapter 7, a couple verses here. And then I want you guys just to think through this with me, because here's my thought today. So Christians and people in general are being fed all this malarkey on the media about race being an issue, and yet when we're in our everyday relationships with people, we don't necessarily see it to be an issue.
Right.
Go ahead. So my thought is this. I think we just need to keep preaching the truth of the scriptures and get people to the place where they know how they're supposed to be living as Christians. And when we get there, then when the media tries to throw stuff, hopefully there'll be a loud enough voice in the Christian community that says, you know what, just stop it. This is not, you can run your video all day long, but just stop it, because we know this is not what's going on.
My dad's asking if we're having internet issues.
Why? Is he having a problem too?
Yeah. Does it look like it cleared up, though?
Yeah, it did. Excellent connection right now on YouTube, and Facebook is running fine.
All right.
So it looks like we're good.
So we don't, and we didn't, and this goes all the way back to the David Gray talks. I don't think we have issues, and the fact that I say we don't have issues isn't an indication that I do have issues. That really annoys me, because it's basically saying, like, I think thoughts that I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's number one. Number two, them doing all this. So Brandon set me up with a wonderful plumber yesterday who unclogged my bathtub drain. Thank you very much.
No problem.
He happened to be a black man. And, I treated him like anyone else. I'm now forced to think about it when I have a black man in my home. Are you frightening him? Are you treating him different? And I'm like, I'm doing that because of what's going on the television.
Yeah, right.
So me unthinking what I'm thinking puts me back to acting naturally how I would act around anyone. But in my mind, I'm wondering, how have I offended you? Did I say something to offend you? Don't say that. That might be offensive. And the TV's the thing that's ruining this, because I didn't have that problem before.
Yeah, the TV's kind of programming you.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. And now, and in a bad way, because I don't care if it is the malfeasant white guy or the malfeasant black guy who's causing the problem. Mm-hmm. All we're being shown is the negativity of humanity.
Yeah.
Which, listen, we're in a fallen, dead world.
Right.
So it's kind of like we're seeing how the world is.
Right.
But there's no one trying or striving and then thusly showing on television someone trying to be righteous.
Mm-hmm.
Someone trying to do the right thing. So, I mean, there's flickers of it here and there, but like, this is all we're fed is the bad junk of how people act badly.
Right.
So that's what's on my, I noticed it yesterday. That's what's on my mind.
Right.
It's like, I know I'm not going to say anything or do anything to provoke, but then I'm now critiquing everything I'm saying anyway, because the TV's trained me that, like, I'm a bad person.
Yeah.
Towards these people.
Right. No.
That's all.
Brandon, tell us a little bit about Mac Plumbing, just real quick, because we're gonna. It's. I don't think I have the internet up here, but so I didn't think they come out and just did like fix ups, but they do, huh?
Yeah, we have a service side, and we have a full service side, a full commercial residential plumbing side, electrical side now, and an HVAC side.
Oh, wow.
So Bob wants to do all the mechanicals,
Services. Yeah.
Okay.
mechanical package in-house.
All right. Cool.
So
So
if you guys need any of that stuff, we can take care of that stuff.
all right. So shout out to Mac Plumbing.
Yeah.
You can go to their website too. I don't have it on here, but we'll put a link here eventually.
Yeah, it's just macplumbing.com, and
Yeah.
And it was cheaper than who my wife found, so thanks.
yeah.
Well, it's always going to be, because Brandon's probably like, hey, do that guy right.
I have to, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me let me read Deuteronomy chapter 7, and then let's just walk into this. And while I'm reading this, if somebody wants to go get that pot of coffee,
I'll grab it.
Are you gonna grab it?
So I think our streams are okay. Is your dad cool with everything now?
He didn't write anything else, so let's just assume that everything's great and
Okay.
roll on with it.
Everything seems to look good on my end over here. So, all right. I should wait till Brandon gets back. So since Brandon's gone, let's just talk about him for a second.
Okay.
That's pretty good transformation so far. God's been doing some pretty good stuff in his life.
I think so.
He's pretty serious about being after Jesus right now.
Yeah, it's pretty
is really
awesome.
cool.
Really, because we've been kind of beating him over the head with the Bible for about 3 years, right?
At least
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've told people.
Well,
I
no,
said-
you longer. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I've told people several times, I'm like, yeah, and it's so funny because now he'll say things, and I'll be like, I've been telling you that for like
Yeah.
5 years, dude.
Yeah, it finally stuck.
So it's good. It's good. So when he watches this, he'll see we talked about him. Here he is. Shh.
No
It's
more
all right.
talking.
He's back. Yeah, you better. So it
That's
doesn't
good.
burn
Doesn't burn our table.
burn our epoxy.
Boom.
Yeah, that's the pot right there. It's Bun. Oh man. All right. Whoever got the name Bun for a coffee pot?
I guarantee you it's the guy's last name.
Yeah, probably. All right.
John Bunn.
Yeah, so Deuteronomy chapter 7. So when the Lord your God brings you into the land where you are entering to possess it. Now, if you go back to the Old Testament and you think about this idea, all right, God was always bringing them into a land that was for their benefit and for their blessing. It was almost kind of like the idea of bringing them out of their sin and into the goodness of God, being in relationship with him, that God would bless them and take care of them and provide for them. They would go into this place. They would have houses that they didn't build. They would have wells that they didn't dig, all that kind of stuff, land flowing with milk and honey. So when you read the Old Testament and you see these kind of texts, like when the Lord your God brings you into the land where you are entering in to possess it, I like to think of it as when the Lord saves you from your sin. I like to think about that now as I'm fast forwarding into 2021 and I look at my personal life. When I read something like that in the Old Testament, I think to myself, okay, this is God's way of saving his people. It's taking care of his people. So when God saves me and begins to take care of me, then he says this: he clears away many nations before you, the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites. Now remember, these people groups were the people that were trying to kill off Israel, God's people. So this would be any kind of sin, demonic influence, or attack that's coming against me. This is when God takes care of all that stuff in my life. Hivites, Jebusites, 7 nations stronger than you. And when the Lord your God delivers them before you and you defeat them, then you shall utterly destroy them. You shall make no covenant with them, and you show no favor to them. Verse 3, furthermore, you shall not intermarry with them. You shall not give your daughters to their sons, nor shall you take their daughters for your sons. Now, we talked about this last week, but most people stop reading right there. And they say, see, this is why blacks shouldn't marry whites and why Latinos shouldn't marry, Caucasian, whatever, white people, blah, blah, blah. Verse 4, for they will turn your sons away from following me to serve other gods. And then the anger of the Lord will be kindled against you, and he will quickly destroy you. So I want to talk today. I just want to run this by you guys and talk a little bit today, and we'll look at Ephesians maybe. But I want to talk about the idea that how ignorant it is for Christians to read only pieces and parts of the Bible that they want to hear in order to create their own kind of theology or their own ideas. And then they run with that, and then entire populations and groups of people run with that. But yet the main Christians aren't standing up for the truth, because at the end of the day, what the scripture text is saying is that, listen, don't associate yourself with anybody or anything that is going to draw you away from worshiping and obeying me as your God. And that's where separation needs to happen for the Christian. I think today Christians, they're busy, having this race problem or fighting with racial stuff, but yet they don't care one bit about associating with sin in their life. They don't care one bit about watching things that are inappropriate or taking part in things that are inappropriate or being with other groups of people as long as they're the same as they are. They don't have a problem being with them. And yet the Bible clearly says the separation that God's always wanted is separation from sin. And we'll get into that a little bit later, because then, of course, people get the idea that then they can separate and have contention for sinners, like people who don't know Jesus. They think, well, we can be mean to them or rude to them because we're going to separate from them. But the Bible talks about that too. But just at first glance of this, what are your thoughts on this? Any thoughts?
Yeah, I have tons. We go now.
Go. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
First of all, I think that Deuteronomy, Old Testament times were different than now.
Okay.
Because there were, like, they flooded the giants, right?
Yeah.
But obviously there still were, like, the Canaanites, David and Goliath, and David would fight. So I think there were people groups that still had this worship of other gods, as it were.
No, yeah, right.
Okay, and so God wanted them dead. And God would deliver their lands. I mean, one of the things that's interesting about that verse, he says they're stronger than you, but I'm going to turn them over.
Right.
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 So right away he says, you didn't defeat them, I'm defeating them. And I think that needed done, and that was all done in the Old Testament. So there were groups of people that God was like, yeah, they have to die, they'll be dead. They're all dead now, New Testament. And because if they weren't, I think Jesus would have said, there's other people groups we're going to go kill, boys. Let's go.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
Right.
It was like, I'm here for everybody now. You're all the same. And because we don't want to handle, I don't think people properly, like an Andy Stanley who wants to get rid of the Old Testament.
Right.
They don't know how to properly handle the Old Testament for what it was and what God was doing there, and how he was showing the way for his son to come redeem.
Right.
They want to throw it all away. So I think there's good history and good whatever you want to call that there for what it was and how we got where we are, and how God used to work and how God did lay nations under.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Then when Christ came, it clearly was for all of us. Now we're all there. There's not like another people group who love a different God or demigods or what. Like, we're all just people now.
Right.
And so I think that your topic today is thought provoking, because we do need to be in and out of the world. So we need to speak to those people and bring the gospel. And I've struggled with this myself personally. I think this is where a lot of Americans are. But what we're watching is just larger and larger groups of unsaved people. And they're fighting with each other.
Right.
It's not a shocker. They're full of sin. And they don't understand it, and they don't have the Redeemer.
Right.
So they're just acting like sinful fallen people.
Right.
And then our numbers are getting smaller and smaller, and so we're trying to, it's almost this idea we've been talking about for the 5 years we've been doing this. We're trying to build a church for them to come drink our coffee,
right,
and park in our parking lots. And
right,
how do you like our music?
Yeah.
And so we're almost like, we need to lure these losers in here, with more trappings of the world.
Right.
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 And it's done nothing. It's produced nothing. Youth groups have produced nothing. All the different church ideas from my Awesome God T-shirt days.
Yeah,
we talked about. It's produced a lot of nothing. It's produced a lot of nothingness.
Yeah,
and so I think it may be time not to separate in a way that we don't interact, but like it may. What do you want to say? Like, rally together as just God's people, so that we form. I don't want to say army. I don't know what kind of thing you're trying to say here, but like,
well,
when we separate,
yeah,
or if we separate, is it like the Amish?
No.
Okay.
But Brandon, you got any thoughts on this real quick?
I just think it's always been separated. even from way back. No,
To a degree. But,
but there's still a divide,
like, all right.
and I don't think anything's gonna change that until.
So your grandpa, his dad, before he was saved, he at least believed there was a God still, right?
My dad?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we've lost. That's the difference.
Yeah.
We have more and more people now saying there's no God. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
we have to get over that crap.
Right. They
Okay.
want to live for the world, and
They want to live for the
Yeah.
world. They want to, like, it's all science, and you're in fairy tale land.
right.
And that's what's different.
Yeah.
50 years ago, people knew there was a creator and respected him to the point where it's almost like if you're around a dude that you know can whoop on you, you're very nice to him. And so that's how people used to be with God. I'm not doing anything with it in my life. I'm not friends with him, but I know he's there. And so I'm going to kind of mind my P's and Q's. I'm going to, like, they wore nice clothes. They've mowed their lawn. It's all the things that the world now hates.
Right.
They hate all of that. And they can get away with it now because there isn't even a consideration that there's a God who made us. Simple as that. That's why it's different now, I think.
Just so you boys know, we are having problems right now.
Are we really?
And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's internet.
Well, listen, this show is getting too big
Yeah,
to be pulled down by this church's internet.
that's
Don't
true.
spill that bourbon.
I'm not. No. Oh, I'm getting some of that coffee, by the way, where they roast it in the bourbon. So when you brew it,
Yeah, I've had that.
you can only get it in, like, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I think a lady brought some of that into work.
Is it not delicious?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I'm going to bring some.
Yeah.
Like everything's frozen all of a sudden.
You got to be kidding me.
What the heck? Look at, even my mouse doesn't want to work. Well, it's working over
Your
here.
mouse is up here. You know, while we're talking about the mouse,
Yeah.
would it be more intuitive that when you swipe your mouse this way, it goes to that screen?
You would think. Can you change that?
Yeah.
All right, let's
think
change
you
it.
can.
Yeah, I think you can too.
Okay.